Piece-A-Thon. And with that, we bring you Texas Rangers manager Bruce Bochy. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How's things, guys? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're doing really well. And on your front, I mean, I know a lot of this has been in the works for a while, but how much of a relief is it when you finally get to lock in that major league coaching staff and everyone's got their place and it's all fixed up?
No, it's good. It's good. And, first of all, I'm happy for Will Venable. Will, what a great job he did for me and all of us. So it's always tough to, say your byes, but at the same time, it's bittersweet. Now he's managing the major leagues. I'm really happy for him. I told him how much I'm going to miss him, but, now, we got our staff situated. So that's always good to have and have done. It won't be long before we'll all get together during the winter meetings.
And I know you said obviously happy for Venable. I think we all understand that. Were you surprised at all? I'll admit, just on the outside looking in, I was surprised when he took the job.
Well, I'm not surprised. He was, talking about it last year. We all were, and he just didn't feel like it was, time for him. And this year, I think, he had a couple clubs that had a lot of interest, and so it's hard to turn down a chance to manage in the major leagues. And you never know what's in the future, and so he went through the process and ended up getting that job with the White Sox. And so no, I'm not surprised. I know he felt really ready. With him, wearing a lot of different hats in big leagues, from coaching the bases and being a bench coach, and the 2 years he had with us, and I think he felt it was time for him to go ahead and make this move. So I can't say I'm surprised.
Boch, last I saw you in L.A., we were talking a little football as the season was getting started. I can't remember. Are you more of a Saturday football guy or a Sunday NFL guy?
You know what? I enjoyed both. I'm probably more of a Sunday guy, NFL, just because the college has, changed quite a bit, as we all know. But I watch both, believe me, and I enjoy both. Going to Florida State, I had a rough year there. So, but
I think they won a game.
They won two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for them to go into that season thinking, all right, they may be battling for a championship, and to go, that south. It was hard to watch, but as far as the NFL, I grew up a Dolphins fan. Growing up in Florida, then I went to San Diego as a Chargers fan, then a Niners fan, and of course now watching the Cowboys, and it's probably what I watch more now than ever.
I did have one quick college question for you, even though I know you talked about your love of the NFL as well. Saturday night, the rivalry is back on between Texas and Texas A&M. I went to A&M. I'm cautiously hopeful. How are you feeling about that game?
Well, you should be more than cautiously, I think, but no. Texas is so good. It's so fun to watch these teams that are rivals, and I'll be watching it, believe me. And they just find a way to have a great game. That's one game when teams talk about spreads and stuff, they just find a way to have a great game, a very competitive game, close game. So no, I'll be watching. That's going to be a good one.
Boch, we've talked a little bit about the 2004 Boston Red Sox lately because of the Netflix documentary, The Comeback. I don't know. Have you seen that or not?
I have not. I haven't seen it yet, but I will.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, and I look forward to watching it, but I've heard that.
It was interesting because my wife, who obviously followed me around baseball, and me and Dave Roberts were teammates. That's the only player she knew, but she enjoyed watching it, and she was watching it, and they were showing David Ortiz, Big Papi, and she goes, oh, so he was like their Adolis Garcia in 2004. And I just thought that was funny that as she's watching Big Papi have all of these big hits, she's like, oh, so our Adolis Garcia and Big Papi, they're like the same player for our 23 team.
Yeah, I think you can say that. With what Dolly did for us. I mean, Ortiz was incredible, and quick story on him. He went to Japan after they won the World Series with me, and you're talking about carrying the load. He was just incredible. He just had a knack for getting a big, not just hit, but home run. We end up winning every game, but I think 3 or 4 of them we don't win without him. It's something he did, to win the game for us. And then you look at Garcia. I mean, he just turned his game up when we got to the postseason. That was really incredible what he did, and Seager, and that's what it takes, for that to happen. But gosh, I don't know if there's a more clutch hitter, in the postseason games. Dolly's had a little experience of it, and he showed what a big money player he is. But Ortiz did it, for so long, and he's just so dangerous up there. And I got to see it firsthand when he was playing with me in Japan.
Boch, it's Derek Holland here. I just wanted to see, how anxious are you to get back out to the field and get back with your guys again and start working?
It's that time, Derek. It's good to hear your voice. It's that time of year when, you miss it. You can't wait to get back. We have winter meetings coming up. CY and I are talking, about the club, with what we need to get done. And so, we're trying to get this all, together here. And, it's usually going to take probably through the winter before we know exactly who will be on this club. But, we're excited. We're all disappointed. We've talked about that, not, getting back to the postseason last year, but we have, the course set. And, I think it's going to be a great time for us to show how resilient we can be and bounce back. And we've got some holes to fill. Obviously, the bullpen, some starters there, and have the guys healthy, Young and Carter. So, I'm excited to get back. I know the staff is, and we've been talking on the phone, a lot of us, and the things that we want to do that's going to make us better. We got some work to do. There's no getting around it. Just some little things that we want to get done that probably got away from us last year.
Now, I know Derek has more questions for you. We're going to get to that in just one second, but since you said you were happy to hear from him, we are raising money for My Possibilities today. How awesome does this auction package sound, Boch? Auction 133, dinner with Eric Nadel and Derek Holland at Hurtado Barbecue. Does that sound incredible or what?
Yeah, I may buy that one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's going to be entertaining, I can tell you that. I think anytime you get some time with Derek, that's going to be a lot of fun, of course, with Eric. And, and of course, the food, you just can't beat Hurtado's. I mean, we get it a lot in our clubhouse, and I know I made quite a few visits there during the season, man. It's hard to, find better food than what they're giving.
Boch, I'm curious with the offseason going how it is that you're seeing some of these dominoes fall right now. What do you think is the biggest thing that you guys need to get going forward to get ready for the season?
Well, I'll say right now, the bullpen. We got to get this bullpen built up. Our back end guys did such a great job, and we don't have them right now. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's such an important part of the game. I've always said, the starters, that's what gets you there, and that's what I'm used to. But games change a little bit, and that bullpen plays such a big role in your season. So that's kind of been our focus, but not just that. I think it's fair to say when you got guys like Eovaldi and Andrew Heaney, Scherzer, those guys, we got to get guys that can fill those roles. Now we think we have some good internal candidates there, but still, I know we've been talking about the free agents and where we can go as far as filling that void. It's going to be great, I'll say, with this. We're starting the season with DeGrom. That's always nice. So, but those guys are guys that give you innings. So, really, it's the pitching. The pitching is what gets you there, and that's what we got to get right this year.
I'm not sure if this is a philosophy that you would employ this year, but What do you think about the general idea of maybe using starting pitchers in the bullpen for the short term to get their major league experience? Do you like that, or would you say, hey, they're just going to be better at double or triple A actually starting because that's what we're going to
No,
eventually.
you know what? I like it. I like it. I think it gives them a chance to get settled in, get some confidence. Working at a bullpen gives you length down there too, which is, something we'll need, to give us innings. It's the old school way. I know a lot of teams, that's how they did it. That's where guys developed. And, when guys have some time in the minor leagues and you think they're ready, but you're not quite sure if they're ready to start, every fifth, sixth day, then, that's a good place to put them and get them built up to where they can go in your rotation. You just got to, keep, giving them their work and their innings, keep their strength and stamina up.
Last one from me, Boch, is last year you go to spring training. Everybody's covering you, defending champs. You've done it now 4 times, and I know you haven't been able to repeat and go back to the World Series and win it all.
Yes.
Do you feel like that your guys will – I don't know if focus is the right word, Boch, but you've been through this. You can explain it maybe this year in spring training because there won't be maybe the hoopla of defending a championship.
Oh, I think the guys are going to come in hungry. I do. I think there's some that will look back and say, well, I could have done this or done that, whether it's conditioning or, things they could have done different. I look at myself, too, and things we could have done, maybe a little different. We felt like we had a handle on it as far as not getting complacent and, staying hungry and doing things we need to do. But, and you're always going to, and not to bring it up again, you're always going to have to deal with injuries. But there's no doubt when you have a taste of it and then you don't go back, oh, sure, you miss it. And it should motivate you more, should make you more hungry. That's how I feel. I think the staff feels like that. So, and I really believe the players are going to come in and it's, with a different look about them.
Boch, when we're going to be heading out there just a few months, getting out to spring training, we'll get to see you and talk to you and everything. I grew up playing, t-ball and all that stuff, and these guys, they played at the highest level. When you get back out there, what's the sound? What's the one sound? Because I think baseball is a game of sounds just as much as anything that goes, oh yeah, it's baseball season again. What's the one for you?
Well, for me, it's just hearing the crack of the bat. The BP when all the guys get there. I mean, the bullpens there. I enjoy watching them. Don't get me wrong, but when the whole club gets there, and now you get all the sounds, you got the smells, that you've had, and the bullpens, but. You're waiting for the whole club to get there and, listen the back, the sound of the bat when Dolly, makes good contact or all of them. It's Seager and Marcus and all those guys, just see them out there. And probably just guys, just talking out there, just having a lot of fun and, you got your band back and the band when they're all there, then that's the sound that you want to hear, and that's what gets your juices going.
I got the pleasure of hitting off of Mike Bassick many years ago. We had a bet, and I ended up hitting 400 off of him. Man! I remember going up. We were going up the stairs, and Mike goes. We were listening to somebody in the batting cage, and Mike goes, "That's a pro hitter right there." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "You can just hear by the sound of their bat." And we got up there, and it was Pudge. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a different sound." Who's the one person that you're like, you hear that and it makes your head turn? You're like, oh man, who is that? Because that dude is crushing right now.
Gosh, we have a few. I mean, obviously Garcia, but Seager, Marcus, and Josh Young. I mean, we all know. His power and how it comes off his bat. So I'd say those guys more than anybody. you're right. You know, you can be talking to somebody around the cage and have your head turned talking to somebody, but you can tell who's hitting sometimes, and that's what's cool about our game. You know, when I walk around the field, and I don't do it as much anymore because, you know, I can't dodge that ball. I like it. It's scary. So I usually don't take my eye off, but you know, if I do, I usually know who's hitting just by the sound of the bat.
Now, I know a lot of people for Thanksgiving want to talk about food and stuff. How's your whiskey setup looking for Thanksgiving? Are we looking good there?
A whiskey setup?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'd match up against anybody pretty well. But it's, you know, I have all my family here, and my sons and daughter-in-laws, and my sister, and so wine will be a big one here. And I, you know, the years I had in the Bay Area, being by Napa, you know, I have a pretty big wine collection. So, you know, I just tell them to go in there and help themselves. Man, they don't hold back on me either, man. It's like, you know, they'll find out, you know, where the good stuff is. They'll break it out.
Outstanding stuff. Appreciate you jumping on with us, and obviously we love talking with you every week during the season.
Yeah, it's good talking with you guys. It kind of gets you going too now, talking with you guys to get things going here before long.